Okay, so the ERA KPI system is an application that helps you to keep track keep track or monitor the performance of the executives you have on your team or organization. So once your organization or company is added to the system, you will be given access to your personal dashboard, right? So this dashboard is for an admin from the company MiniPro. So MiniPro is a company that has been added to the ERA KPI system. This is just for testing purposes, right? So once an admin is added, that admin can do a whole lot from managing the executives to assigning tasks to generating leaderboards, sending announcements, viewing company statistics, and others. So we will start with the executives management, so managing the executive. So right now we have this executive who has been assigned, who comes from the CSR department. You can see the other details, and they are all for this particular company. You can add an executive, enter the name, email address, department, phone number, and you set a temporary password which they can change later. So the temporary password is just for logging into the system so that they can have their dashboard at their end, right? So wouldn't want to waste time with that. So yeah, you can create an executive from that side. Then we also have task management. So as an admin, you can assign tasks to executives so that they can work on those tasks and then give reports or submit the tasks, right? So let me just create a task. Let's say first task is task. Okay. Then you add, in case you want, definitely if you assign a task to an executive, they will have to submit a report or something. So you can create a Google form for them to submit a report or upload the report document, right? So that you can have access to that. So you can just add the Google form link here so that they can have access to the report or Google form, which where they'll be submitting their report, right? And then you can assign it to any of the executives. And currently, since we only have one executive, we are getting only one executive here, so I'll assign it to that executive. Then I select a deadline, let's say tomorrow, and the priority from low to urgent. So let me say it's urgent. Then I create the task. So one thing about the system is that immediately it creates a task, it alerts the executive. It alerts the executive that a task has been created. So the executive would receive an email notification alerting them that a task has been created. And also you can also have a look at what do you call it, the pending tasks, completed tasks, and also the total tasks in general. Yes, so I'll go to the executive dashboard very soon. Let's just look at the admin dashboard. And here you can manage the various, what do you call it? We can generate a leaderboard for your executives. So you can have a look at the top 10 executives in your company per their performance. So I think this was from a previous task that I assigned and graded. So this dashboard was generated from that previous task where the executive was assigned a 7.8 average score and it was a satisfactory score. So you see the top 10 executives in the company per their performance. Currently, since we just have one, we are seeing only this one. And here too, you can send an announcement to the executive. So let's say test. Okay. I can send a priority of the announcement, medium, high, low. I can send set the expiry date, and I can just send it. that announcement has been sent. So as I said, the executives will receive the alert via their email. Okay, so you can view that later. And also here you can view the performance of your company here, the total executives you have, the number of tasks, and the ones completed, the average performance, the completion rate, all these you can view them over here. So here we show you a trend of the various monthly performance in the company, the department that performs the most, or you can see the various departments and their performance and the distribution, performance distribution, task completion trend, and so on. And if they are underperforming, you see it. So it's currently since we have only one department in the system, and the average score, since I've not generated any average score, I'm seeing 0.0, meaning that particular department is underperforming. Overall, they are underperforming. And since when your company is created, you are given a temporal password or a default password, so you can come here and change it later on. Yeah, so that's with the admin dashboard. Now, after you add an executive, they can also have access to the dashboard, right? So let me access the executive dashboard. So this is the executive dashboard. Let me reload it. I think I deleted some data. Yes, so this is the executive dashboard. Currently, there's one tax and one tax that's pending, right? And I can perform this tax. Provided the tax comes with enough description, I can perform it. I can open the link and see what's there and upload my reports, do whatever I need to do, then submit the tax. So let me just see, let me give a description of what I did. So let me just type done for testing purposes. So I click done and I submit. So that tax has been submitted to my admin. So my admin would also be alerted that the tax has been submitted. So they will also receive a notification when the tax has been submitted. So let me just show you the notification so that let me go to the email. Yes, so when you go to the email, this is what you see. So the first thing I did was assign a tax to this particular executive. So we see hello John Doe, you have been assigned a new tax, title, test tax, priority, agent, deadline. It gives all the details, and then it tells them to log in. And the report link is also attached, so they have all the necessary details to start working on their tax the moment they get it. And there's the announcement that I also sent. So there's just a short announcement I sent. So it goes to all the executives. Yeah. And the executive too can view their performance in the company. The system generates their performance so that they know how they are doing, right? So since I've not generated a score for this particular executive, their average score right now is 0.0. They completed 1 out of 1 task. Their completion rate is 0, and they have 0 badges. And because it's 0, 0, 0, this particular executive is underperforming. So they get to see all these details here, and they also have a look at their company leaderboard so that they know how they are performing in the company as well. And we have another page for the leaderboard itself. So every executive will get to see their leaderboard here. And if there's any announcement, they get to see it here, and they also receive it in their email notification as well. So this was what I just sent. So since I submitted this tax, let me go back to the admin dashboard as an admin to give scores to this particular executive. So when I go to tax, okay, so it says one tax awaiting review. So yeah, an executive just submitted a tax, so I have to review it and give them my feedback. Okay, so let's say I'm satisfied with what they did. The quality, it has 3 criteria. So it has quality, initiative, and time. So time is automatically generated per the period or the time the executive submits the task. So if they submitted the task on time, they get a full score for that. If they don't, they get uh, a lower score for the time criteria. So for quality, it's out of 10. I just give, let's say, 7.5 for quality. And for initiative maybe for how creative they go about uh, their task, how innovative they handle their tasks and all that. So let's say for the initiative, I give 5.5. Okay, so initiative, okay, 5. Then I provide a detailed feedback as to the tasks they were assigned. So it's like getting here and comments too. They can give a comment which you will see when you submit it. So right now the total score or the current score is at 8. So this particular executive is getting 8 out of 10 for what they did. Then I just submit the score. Okay. So yeah, for this particular task that I assigned, this what the executive got. 7.5 for quality, time they got in it, but 10 because they submitted it on time, sorry. The initiative they got 5 and in all they got 8. This is my comment and everything. So once I submit, once I do this thing, what do you call it? Once I score the executive two, they're supposed to get a notification. So when I go to my email, I see that yes, the notification has been sent to this executive. They've received their notification. Let's see what the executive two will see. So when I reload this page, yeah. So the executive has been scored over here, and that's shown over here. So another thing is the leaderboard. The leaderboard too can be updated. So let me generate a new leaderboard. So when I generate a new leaderboard, it shows their new performance. So the total score is now 8.0. The task they completed so far is 1, and now their what do you call it, status is excellent. It was underperforming previously, but now it's excellent. So that's how it works. Yes, and the executive can access the updated leaderboard on their dashboard as well. So basically, that's how the whole thing works. This executive can also change their password because they are also assigned temporal password from the start, so they can change it for security reasons. Right? So that's how the platform works. That's how it works in general. So there are a whole lot to it if you get to use it. So yeah, that's everything. Thank you.